The Kennedy Center Honors.
This is a News 9 weather update.
All right, good evening, everyone. Still watching this strong line of showers and storms that continues to move off to the east northeast at about 45 to 50 miles an hour at times. Still some severe thunderstorm warnings, basically in parts of Grady into Stevens County. Again, this is all kind of lifting off to the north and east. Here's Marty Logan, and he is moving east. Bobby Payne, he is just northern Grady County. Let's take Marty Logan shot. He's been watching this line of storms as it moves into Canadian County. Let's take Marty Logan shot. There we go. Okay, it's frozen right now. Okay, this is going to be Marty Logan. Marty, go ahead and give us an update. If we can go ahead and put Bobby Payne shot up, but okay, we're going to put Bobby Payne shot up and we're going to talk to Marty Logan. Marty, give us an update on what you've got going on out there right now.
Okay, I'm just coming into El Reno on I-40. Got some pretty good rain falling right now, but I got to tell you, just a little while ago when I was at Hinton, I got hit with some winds 50, maybe 60 miles an hour on I-40. High-profile vehicles, RVs, semis, going to have to watch this line as it moves in towards Oklahoma City. I'm at El Reno right now. It's moving eastbound, so going to have to watch some strong winds. Back to you, Cassie.
Okay, thank you, Marty. And let's stay with Bobby's shot. And Bobby, it looks like you're just north of Tuttle. You're not far from Marty. Give us an update on what's going on where you are.
Right now, I'm just east of Tuttle on Highway 37, moving east, and I'm starting to get stronger winds from this line of storms. I just had a gust while ago up about 50, 55 miles per hour. I've got blowing horizontal rain right now going from south to north, and a lot of grass and tumbleweeds also blowing across the road. Right now, I've got horizontal blowing rain, about 45, 50 mile per hour winds with higher gusts. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bobby. Let's go ahead and go back to Links 1 and show you exactly where they are. So there's Marty Logan. There's Bobby Payne. This is the line of storms we've been tracking all evening long. And the big idea here is this is going to have a lot of damaging wind associated with it. You notice it's kind of bowing out, so that's going to be an issue. We're going to definitely have some strong winds, easily up to about 60. Do what?
Bobby's shot. Just look at it.
Okay, let's take Bobby shot live. He's near Tuttle. He's got the damaging winds moving through right now. Bobby, how fast do you think those winds are moving?
Right now, I'm getting 55, 60 mile per hour winds. Radar is estimated right now above the surface anywhere from 65 to 80. So right now, I think the stronger winds above the surface. But I tell you what, right now we are getting some very strong winds right now east of Tuttle on Highway 37.
Okay. All right, Bobby. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to Links 1. So we've got these damaging winds, and here's what we're looking at right now. This is where that damaging line is coming in. Bobby's right there. He's just north of Tuttle. And looking at our velocity product, we've easily got 60 to potentially 70 mile an hour winds coming through parts of Grady County. And this is all lifting northeast toward the metro. Here's a track on some of these storms right now. More at about 8:06, the airport at 8:04, Norman Regional Healthplex at 8:05, Norman, downtown Norman at 8:09. It looks like Oklahoma City, downtown Oklahoma City at 8:13. So we've got another 20 minutes or so to go on that. Midwest City, 8:16, Frontier City at 8:27, Jones at about 8:28. So we're going to continue to track these storms. Bobby and Marty Logan both on them. Damaging winds expected. Could not rule out a very brief isolated tornado. Stay with News 9. We'll keep you advised.
Anything I've ever heard before.
The Kennedy Center Honors, only CBS.
This is a News 9 weather update.
All right, good evening, everyone. We're continuing to track this line of showers and storms that continues to move into parts of central Oklahoma as we speak, and still looking at some severe thunderstorm warnings just to our south, but we do have new severe thunderstorm warnings. And Lacey, let's go ahead and put this into play mode and let's show us where exactly those. Let's go to Links 3 control room if we can. Okay, so what we're doing right now is looking at the velocity product, and this is the problem, okay, that it's moving into central Oklahoma right now. It's moving into Canadian County. What we're looking at is, the velocity product. So what we're looking for is the damaging winds, and this is a line of very, very strong winds. At times, we can stop this, Lacey, and go ahead and query some of this. We have been getting wind gusts over 60 miles an hour, 60 to 65 right now, just north of Tuttle. That's going to be a little bit of a concern. It's very close to 60 miles an hour. We also are kind of querying some just north of Highway 9 there, and so on the east sides of Newcastle. It looks like all of this is continuing to track off to the north and east, and it's been moving at about 40 to 50 miles an hour. So this is going to continue to track into Oklahoma County. I know you gave me a time, but I think we're just going to stay on at this point, right, Amanda? Okay, yeah, so we're just going to stay on right now. And our biggest concern is really going to be where we see those lighter blue colors. Okay, so right now we're definitely looking at wind gusts potentially up to about 60 to at times 65 miles an hour. We do have a couple of trackers out. Here we've got Bobby Payne north of Newcastle. I'm looking at their shots. Marty Logan, he is headed towards Yukon, so they're going to stay out ahead of this line. And let's take Marty Logan's shot full screen if we can. Okay, so Marty Logan, tell us exactly where you are. Give us an update on what you've been experiencing so far.
Well, right now, I pulled over and let this thing catch up with me a little bit. Lacey was talking about we had a little bit of a kink in the line. We were kind of concerned about it, so I wanted to stop and watch it, Bethel Road. It came one over me. I just went past Cimarron Road about a mile back. I'm going eastbound I-40 into Yukon. Winds probably 40, maybe some gusts to 50, some good heavy rain. Again, high-profile vehicles going to be moving you around. It's moving my pickup around on I-40 right now as I continue eastbound. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Marty. And Bobby Payne is, again, he is southeast of where, he's just north of Newcastle, it looks like. Let's take Bobby Payne's shot full screen. It doesn't look like the rain's coming down quite as hard in Bobby Payne's shot, but eventually it looks like it's going to pick up. Bobby, go ahead and give us an update on what you've been experiencing out there.
Earlier, I was experiencing about 55, 60 mile per hour winds, and that was just east of Tuttle on Highway 37. And right now, the winds have come down quite a bit, but I tell you what, the rain is really coming down it's coming down in buckets. So the main threat, I think, right now is going to be the high winds with this line of storms as it comes across southwest and central Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Back to you.
Thanks so much, Bobby. Let's go ahead and go back to Links 3 control room. I'm going to show you kind of what's going on as far as the damaging wind is concerned. Blaze is going to continue to kind of query this as this line quickly moves to the north and east into parts of Oklahoma County, and eventually, yes, it's already starting to move into Canadian County, but there's John Nichols Scout Ranch. There's Mustang. It's not quite into Mustang yet. You're definitely getting the heavy rain, but we're talking about wind gusts easily in excess of about 50 to 55 miles an hour at times. Could easily see wind gusts approach 60 miles an hour, but this is definitely going to be the situation where we've got some areas that we've got a little bit of kinks kind of here and there. We've also seeing some bowing going on. So this is going to be a damaging wind event. Yes, we're going to get a lot of rain. It's going to get a little loud. There has been some lightning and thunder, not a whole lot. As far as the hail product is concerned, this is not going to be a huge hail event by any means. And we have been seeing some pockets of some small hail. We're talking pea size there, just coming into Newcastle, and eventually this may be heading towards Will Rogers Airport. But again, it's mainly going to be the rain threat. It's going to be very heavy blinding rain. We've got a lot of wind. It's going to be a damaging wind threat, but hail, it's not going to be a huge issue with these showers and storms. So here's the line. It's pretty much stretched from parts of northwest Oklahoma all the way down into south central Oklahoma, but it is currently moving through parts of the metro. So Newcastle Casino down to Highway 9. There's Riverwind Casino moving all the way down to eventually moving into Purcell, but more, you're kind of on the edge of this right now. The damaging wind not quite there, but you're certainly going to get that heavy rain coming in pretty soon. I know we've got a track on these thunderstorms. Let's go ahead in control room and let's go to Links 4 real quick, because Lacey's put on a storm track for some of the stronger thunderstorms where we're seeing that more of the damaging wind event going on right now. Lisa, you got this moving at about 45 to 50?
50.
Okay, 50 miles an hour. So these storms, again, they're moving very quickly. They're all kind of moving off to the east, northeast. And if they continue to move at that pace, they're going to be in more at about 8:04. So you just got another minute before these damaging winds start to move in. Looks like Norman 8:05, Oklahoma City 8:07. So about another 5 minutes or so before we start to see that move into downtown Oklahoma City. The Village at 8:10, Midwest State at 8:14, Edmond coming in at 8:18. Choctaw 8:23, down to Arcadia at about 8:27, Guthrie at about 8:32, and Luther at about 8:34. So let's go ahead and take the track off of that. So again, these storms are all kind of drifting off to the north and east at about 45 to 50 miles an hour. We have both Marty Logan and Bobby Payne on this line of storms as it continues to drift to the north and east. And we're also going to continue to look for areas of spin. Now, what we're looking at right now is our shear rate product, very exclusive to News 9. We can really easily see where we're starting to see a little bit of spin going on. And that's what we get when we get these kind of strong lines of storms that move through central Oklahoma. Well, it's on the leading edge right now. So that's where we've got these damaging winds moving from Richland into Yukon. So these damaging winds easily 55, maybe 60 miles an hour moving through Yukon right now. And just updated. So it's moving through the heart of Yukon at this point. Looks like Lillard Park. Yes, you've already had some strong winds moving through. You could still be seeing gusts behind that. And Initial line 40 to 45. That's certainly a possibility, but already passing Will Rogers Airport down into Moore. So Moore, it's going to come into Moore here just in the next couple of minutes or so. There's Heiter. We all know where that is. Norman Regional Healthplex Center. You even have some damaging winds, potentially 50 to 55 miles an hour all the way down there. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to reflectivity and kind of get the big picture of kind of what's going on. So let's kind of zoom out a little bit. Thank you, Lacey, and kind of showing you what else is going on around here in northwest Oklahoma. You can see, yeah, around Kingfisher, you definitely have the heavier rain. We've got some very heavy rain. We've had so much rain today, well over 2.5 inches in many locations. We actually set a record, a daily rainfall record at Oklahoma City. In fact, other locations seeing that as well. We don't need the rain anymore, but right now the biggest concern is not only going to be that rainfall, it's really going to be the damaging wind effect. It's the damaging wind threat. So this line where you're starting to see it bow out, again, that's all drifting to the northeast about 45 to 50 miles an hour. So it's moving very fast paced. I'm trying to look at some of our other shots. What, Lacey?
I got an update for you.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take it to Lacey. Lacey, you're going to stay on links?
Yeah, I'm on links 3
okay.
right now. Cassie, we're watching the line as it's moving on through. It has intensified a little bit on the south side of the metro. So if we'll take it to links 3, guys, I'll show you exactly where the leading edge of that line is. Also want to let you know, we've had Marty Logan out and Bobby Payne out. We also have Alan Brosey out now. Alan, I can see your shot. You are in some of that blinding heavy rain now. On the southwest side, we're actually on the west side of Oklahoma City near the Bethany area. Alan, can you give us an update as you're just now approaching that leading edge of the line of the damaging winds?
Yeah, Lacey, we're in probably 40 mile per hour winds and blinding rain. 100-yard visibility right now. It's pretty nasty out here. I would urge people just to pull off the roadway if you can't see, because there are times that you cannot see through it. So anyway, I'm heading south to I-40 off Meridian. I'll update you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Guys are doing a great job keeping out on the leading edge of this. That's definitely where we have the strongest winds right now. Put on reflectivity. You can see the heavy rain. I'm going to lapse this and kind of zoom out and give folks an idea. I know you've got storms going on to the north, also down to the south. But this is the strongest winds that we have in the state right now are moving through the Oklahoma City metro. So I want to let you know some of the wind gusts we've had. We've had wind gusts in Chickasha to 57, a wind gust in El Reno to 46. Now, no, that's not up to the 60-mile-an-hour wind range, but that is enough to do some damage. As the guys keep mentioning, that's definitely enough to blow you around on the roads. So if you can just stay inside, if you were planning on traveling and getting out this evening, let this blow through. It's moving, like we've been saying, to 50 miles an hour. It will be out of here very, very quickly. Still not seeing much rotation, Cassie. Zooming in, looking closer, we still have that leading edge that's producing the damaging winds. But as far as any spin-ups with the tornado threat, which is a good news, not seeing much in the way of that as of right now. It is much more of a damaging wind event. And Marty Logan's right there on the leading edge, too, on the west side. Marty, you're on I-40 coming into where are you coming into? The Reno area, near the outlet mall. Give us an update, Marty.
Yeah, I think it was Morgan Road when I just came by. Just saw lightning flash off to my southeast, and forgot to mention those earlier. We've had several lightning flashes. I'm sure they're cloud. Well, I'm pretty sure they're cloud to ground. I haven't heard any reports of power outages yet, but we could have some power outages from lightning and also from some strong wind slapping lines together. Again, strong wind, full effect, semis, tall RVs. So we're going to have to watch that as I continue eastbound coming into Oklahoma City. Back to you, Lacey.
Okay, thanks so much, Marty. Cassie, I'm going to go back to you on the wall. I'm going to put a storm track on this while you continue to kind of march up and down this line.
Okay. Yeah, no, so obviously we've got the damaging wind that's kind of going through right the heart of the metro right now, and it's also got a lot of heavy rain. So we got our trackers out monitoring this, but you do not want to be out in the road because it is a blinding rain. Looking at some of their shots right now, yeah, it's really hard to see, especially when you get in some of these red colors. So going right through Oklahoma City, more down into Norman, pretty much knocking on Norman's door right now, almost into Noble. So it's going down Highway 35 right there, and it's getting pretty strong also to our south. And when I'm saying strong, we've got very, very heavy rain. Could still see gusts upwards of around 45 to 50 miles an hour. But here you can see that severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, that's that yellow box right there. So that includes all of, well, pretty much the metro. We've got Oklahoma City, we've got Cleveland and McLean counties. We've got Pottawatomie, and it goes into Seminole counties as well. So this line of storms is going to continue to track off to the east-northeast, again, about 45 to 50 miles an hour. So it's not going to be an all-night event. Once it gets out of here, we're going to be good to go. We still may see some rain a little bit later on, just a little bit. Not expecting a whole lot after this particular line moves through. But yeah, right now it's really going to be the damaging wind threat. That's why we're going to go ahead and stay on, because at times, yeah, we're still getting wind gusts potentially up to about 60 miles an hour, but would not be surprised if you do get, yeah, some very brief isolated tornadoes. Still certainly a possibility. This is not going to be a huge tornado threat by any means. The bigger threat is really going to be that damaging wind threat. And you can kind of see that line right there. So that's the leading edge of these showers and storms. So this is our shear rate product. What we're looking for is the shear, or the spin in the atmosphere. And that's where we're seeing right there. So it's basically going down the Northwest Expressway. It's all headed off to the east-northeast. It's not nearly as strong right now in downtown Oklahoma City. That is a great thing. But once you get down towards I-35, it's just east of I-35 at this point, going towards Valley Brook. It's now east of Moore. Okay, so there's Bryant Elementary School. Valley Brook. Okay, I heard our storm tracker say something.
Marty just had an accident. He saw someone hydroplane and roll off into the ditch, he said. Okay. So Marty, do you have that update for us?
Okay, let's take Marty Logan shot.
Well, I was going by at a pickup, must have hydroplaned, went off the highway, I-40, south side, sitting out in the bar ditch in the middle of a big puddle, probably about halfway up his wheels. So that's something I forgot to mention. The hydroplaning, you're going to hit a puddle, and you're going to go for a ride. I had a pickup go around me at El Reno. I was going the speed limit. He was going a little faster, and he started doing a wiggle, and I bet he said a prayer before he got it shut down. So I'm going to really watch the hydroplaning now. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks so much, Marty Logan. Let's go ahead. And are we looking at links 3 right now?
Yeah, we're going to kind of move up and down the line.
Okay, let's go back to links 3 control room. There we go. So again, looking at the shear rate product, this is where we're going to see those damaging wind gusts. Still, we've been querying it, and it looks like so far we've really been noticing it's been more 50 to 55 mile an hour range, but would not be surprised if we do get those isolated wind gusts, 60 to 65 miles an hour.
Cassie, at the airport, we did have a wind gust to 62 miles per hour measured at Will Rogers.
Okay, that was at Will Rogers, and it looks like, I mean, we're already past the airport at this point. But so this is the line that's already moved through parts of Oklahoma City, and now it's moving through downtown Oklahoma City as we speak. But the stronger wind, it's not downtown, it's actually just to our south and east. So it's already past Valley Brook, and look at how quickly that updated. Now we're talking about 5-minute increments here, but it is already in Smith Village into Del City. It's going to be in Midwest City here very shortly. So Tinker Air Force Base, if you live in this area, you will definitely not want to be outside. Okay, that's for sure. You don't want to be out driving, because like Marty Logan said, he's already seen people hydroplaning. There's some very heavy rain. It's blinding rain, and we've got damaging wind gusts. This is still a very dangerous situation. Up near the Capitol, we do have a little bit of shear going on, but damaging wind is not as big of a threat. Right there, could still see wind gusts easily 45 to 50 miles an hour. So those high-profile vehicles still in a little bit of danger, especially if they're moving at a pretty big or a fast pace. So right now, there's Sundance Airport, there's Northridge Elementary School, and this kind of area is near, or it's east of Surrey Hills now, but this is where we're starting to see those damaging wind gusts as well. Can we turn on our velocity product? Can we start to query some of this? How does that look?
Right now, the velocities have come down some.
Okay.
It's a little bit difficult to see right now. Our shear rate, I think, has it pegged a little bit better, that leading edge. It really makes it easier for viewers to see exactly where it is. And since we're still getting these wind gusts, Cassie, 55, 60 miles an hour, I would safe bet that's continuing.
Okay. What about our Max Rot product?
Still the same. I would say it's the same thing at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, so really not showing anything outside of what our shear rate product is showing. It's basically just showing you where this line of damaging winds is going through. We could go ahead and go to Canadian County or go into Piedmont there, and let's zoom in a little bit closer so we can give people an idea of where the heaviest of the rain and the stronger winds are actually going to be. Zooming in a little bit closer. So here's reading. There's Highway 33. Again, obviously this is where the heavier rain is, but this is also where that leading edge of those damaging wind gusts in excess of about 55 to easily 60 miles an hour at times will be. And this is all headed off to the east-northeast. Again, it's moving very quickly, so we're not going to be here all night, but this is moving at about 45 to 50 miles an hour, and it starts to kind of break up a little bit here right over Gaillardia, but this area is actually going to move past Gaillardia, and it's still going to have some strength with it. So we're still looking at the potential for more damaging wind gusts moving out of the Sundance area past Harvest Hills Elementary School, and that's going to be right over Gaillardia. Rose Creek, you've already seen some very very strong wind gust. Edmond, get ready. You're going to easily see wind gusts 45 to 50 miles an hour. Cannot rule out those 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Out near Chesapeake, it looks like it's just pretty much past Chesapeake. Can definitely hear that rain coming down here at News 9. So here's us right here. This is where our live radar is. This line of heavy rain damaging winds, it is coming into News 9 as we speak, and you can definitely hear it on the roof here in the studio. So this is all where we're seeing the heaviest of the rain, and we've already seen so much rain today. So there is going to be a flash flooding potential. Again, like we've always say, David's always calling people out. Can't do that right now. Don't see anyone driving into water at this point, but there's always going to be someone that wants to drive into the standing water. Don't do that. Turn around, don't drown. That's the biggest idea here tonight. You don't even want to be outside. If you have to do any traveling tonight, just wait for it to blow on by, because it's going to move out of here very quickly. Again, this whole line is moving at about 45 to 50 miles an hour. Do we have any update? I know it looks like you're looking at power outages. Have we have any power outages yet?
We have. We've had some power outages. I was just checking OG&E in Oklahoma City. We've had over 411 customers, so the number's not through the roof. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
In Norman, we've had a few power outages as well, close to 200. And then further down to the south, near the Sulphur area, we've had several power outages, about 350 down that way, all likely due to the winds. Because if you look at the lightning count, Cassie, I'm going to move over here past your face. There you go. The total lightning count in the metro is 1. Okay, so we have not had much lightning at all. We've had about 1 or 2 strikes, and with that, some power bumps are definitely possible. We may have just taken one here.
Yeah,
we did. There we go. We're back. We're back out of black. There we go. We've got some heavy rain moving through, folks. Just bear with us here. The intense wind, and that's what we're concerned about, and that's why we're on. We want you to be safe and to know that you could have some power bumps here as well. Now, there's no tornado threat with this. Checking it that very, very closely. We've got more of a straight line. We're checking our shear rate product, and we're not seeing any areas of spin. This is the damaging wind that we're watching very closely. We have had wind gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour in Oklahoma City, but nothing stronger than that. That's enough to do damage. That's enough to blow your trampoline around. That's enough to bring down some small limbs. That's enough to definitely blow you around on the roadways. So that's what we're monitoring. That's why our trackers are out, keeping you updated. I do want to do a quick storm track cast because we haven't done one in just a minute. Let's go to Links 4 and we'll take a look at that. You can see the timing of the storms as they continue to race to the north and east, pushing at about 40 to 50 miles per hour, and that's on Links 4 control room. You can see that as it's racing to the north and east. I'll name off these times for you. Lake Thunderbird at 8:19. That's in 3 minutes. Etowah at 8:25. Arcadia 8:25. Luther at 8:32. Tribby at 8:35. OBU at 8:45. And Kearney by 8:50. Okay, looks like to me, looking at the latest, that we haven't had the strongest of wind gusts. The strongest that we had was back, it was on the southwest sides of the metro. Now as it's moving to the north and east, if we'll take a look on Links 3, you can see shear rate. We're getting the greens, that's indicating the strong damaging winds, but we're not getting the reds, okay, that's spreading throughout. That just indicates stronger wind speeds. We're not seeing that. Let's check in with our trackers and we'll kind of verify that. I do want to go to Alan Brosey first. Alan, give us your location. You're still in the blinding rain. Let us know what you're seeing. Can we go to Alan? Oh, okay, hang on 1 second. We're going to turn on Alan here. Just 1 second. All right, there we go. Alan, go ahead.
All right, Lacey, I'm on I-40 just straight south of downtown, approaching I-35. We still have 35 to 40 mile per hour winds and probably some higher gusts. A lot of rain, and right now I'm on the back side of it. It's racing to the east. I mean, it's got to be doing 55 to 60 miles per hour. Back to you.
Hey, thanks so much, Alan. Let's go to Bobby Payne now. Bobby, give us an update. Are you seeing the same thing?
Yes, I am. I'm right now at the Tinker Diagonal on I-40, and I'm getting about 35, 40 mile per hour winds. The rain has let up a little bit, considering I'm on the back side of the line. Back to you.
Okay, thanks so much, Bobby. That's definitely what we're seeing too. You guys are a little bit behind that leading edge, but even the leading edge is weakening some. We still have strong winds in the north, kind of northwest corner of Oklahoma County. Cass, let's toss it back over to you on the wall, kind of go back on Links 3 and show you where that's located. From the Four Corners area down to Gaillardia. There we go. Go ahead.
Yeah. You know what I've been noticing, like you were kind of mentioning earlier, we're not seeing nearly as much red where we're seeing those stronger winds, at least on south and east of, well, Edmond. So moving it across Oklahoma County, it's still strong wind. We could still see those gusts around 50 miles an hour, but it doesn't look like anything in excess of that right now. The exception being right over parts of northwest Oklahoma City. So moving through Deer Creek and Gaillardia. Again, it's all moving northeast. It's moving so fast, but but with it, it's also getting strong wind gusts in excess of about, well, 55 to 60 miles an hour at times. So the good news is, yes, a lot of this is starting to weaken at least a little bit. It's still going to blow. We're still going to get a lot of rain with that and some lightning. It's going to get loud. But right now, the strongest of those damaging winds, it doesn't look very impressive right now on radar as far as reflectivity is concerned, but our shear rate product was certainly showing that we've got the more damaging winds in parts of northwest Oklahoma County as it all kind of drifts off to the north and east. But we still have that severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Oklahoma County into Pottawatomie, Seminole counties, Cleveland, McLean counties. How long does that severe thunderstorm warning go until?
That one will go until, let me see here.
It doesn't matter anyway. We're going to continue to track it as it moves out of there. But right now, the official warning is just to the south, but it looks like some of the stronger damaging wind gusts are actually just out of that official warning in northwest Oklahoma County.
Yeah, until about 8:45, but those continue to expand this as it goes further east.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so they're going to continue to move this to the north and east. Again, it's moving just so fast. We're talking about blinding rain, but this is moving fast. That's the good news. Now, once this gets on out of here, we're going to be good to go. We still might have some light rain, but as far as the wind is concerned, the wind threat will eventually be all good to go. Are we looking at the rainfall totals now? Okay, so 24-hour rainfall totals. You can see where that swath is just to the south and west. We easily picked up 2.5 inches around Chickasha. Yeah, so almost 3 inches down there near Elgin, near Cement, Ninnekah. Chickasha easily picking up 2.5 inches. Officially at the Oklahoma City Airport, we've almost picked up, well, a little bit over about 2.25. 2.25, and so we're still adding to that. So these kind of have to play catch up here in the next hour or so. But the past 24 hours, we have just seen so much rain. Flooding has definitely been an issue, especially in southwest Oklahoma today, especially down there near Chickasha and Grady County. We had a lot of reports of some ponding water. So right now, it looks like the rain is still obviously very strong. But right now, the rain, it's starting to come down a little bit now on the eastern sides of Oklahoma County. But yeah, we still had those severe thunderstorm warnings going. We still have so much rain that's already saturated the ground. We just can't really take too much more, so flooding is going to be an issue. Flooding is definitely going to be an issue. Just in the past hour, it looked like we're going to do 1 hour rainfall totals.
Yeah, I was just looking, they just issued, we have an aerial flood advisory now for Cleveland County. And for folks that live in the Norman area, you know it does not take much water to cause the ponding on the roadways. The drainage system, not the best. And that's when folks usually get into trouble in the Norman area. It's dark, it's difficult to see. You have picked up a lot of rain through the day today. And just over the last couple of hours, especially the last 30 minutes as this blinding rain has pushed through, it's exiting the area. It'll take a while for that water to kind of reside and subside. So make sure you're very careful. If you can stay inside, not travel around the Norman area up to Moore, that's definitely a good idea because we picked up too much water, Cassie.
Yeah, and Lacey, our producer Shay was saying that we actually have a list of some of those roadways that are closed right now. We have a full screen that if we can bring up. Shay, I know we've got that somewhere. We've got a lot of closings going on. I could not hear. Okay, it's about to come up. They're about to pull it up here. But yeah, I mean, we've just seen so much rain. Okay, so here we go. So 24th Avenue Northwest and Indian Hills Road. So this is all around Norman, and we all know Norman so well that a lot of these areas, they just kind of flood all the time when we get this heavy rain, these rain events that just come on through. So 12th Avenue Northwest between Franklin Road and Tecumseh Road, Bart Connor Drive and Bart Connor Court. So these roads are definitely closed right now. Have not heard of anyone getting stuck in any water just yet, but our trackers are out. They are still out on the roads. We still got the heavy rain coming down. Let's see. Okay, zooming in. We've got our storm trackers in Oklahoma City. Allen's definitely got some pretty good rainfall coming down right now, but all the heaviest of rain is just to the east. Let's take Allen Brosey's shot. And Allen, if you can hear me, it looks like you're still in Oklahoma City. Which direction are you moving? What has been your experience so far?
Okay, Lacey, have you got me?
You, Alan.
Lacey? Yeah, Lacey, have you got me?
Yeah, we got you. Go ahead.
Okay, he can't.
All right, yeah, I'm northbound on I-235, approaching 50th right now. And I've got moderate rain right now. Still have some strong winds at times pushing my truck around on here on the highway. Estimating 30 to 35, 40 at the gust, and it's moving east. I'm trying to get north and get back into it, but like I said, this thing has left a lot of water on the roadways, and right now it's hauling the mail. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Alan. Let's take Marty Logan's shot. He is southeast of where Alan Brosey is. He is still in the metro. Marty Logan, if you can hear me, you're still in the metro here. Are you also moving east? What's been your experience so far behind the main line?
Yeah, east I-40 right here close to the Tinker Air Force Base. My winds are not quite as strong as what they were when I came into Oklahoma City. I'm probably in the 40 range, 35 to 40 mile an hour. Rain is not that heavy as I continue eastbound. Hydroplaning could still be a problem, but I'm not experiencing the winds that I did back on the west side of the metro. So maybe we're getting a little bit better, but I think the leading edge is still out ahead of me. Man, when it kicked in the afterburners and it shot on out here ahead of us, we were staying ahead of it. Now it's ahead of me. So it's moving pretty good. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Marty. Yeah, you know, if these storms can go faster than our trackers, it's moving very fast. Let's go ahead and go back to Lynx 3. And Lacey Swope, she is making a track for us right now, so she's going to get that together. But you can see where that leading edge is, and it's starting to come down a little bit. So that's some great news. It's still going to have some very heavy rain. It's not going to last forever. It's going to be pretty brief. It's all moving still. Easily 45. What are you going to put that speed at?
I did 50 still for now. It's still racing.
Okay, so 50 miles an hour. It's moving to the northeast. So let's go ahead and look at some of these times we've got going on right now. Right now, the time is 8:25. So Choctaw, you got 2 minutes. It's going to be there at 8:27. Pink at 8:32. Guthrie 8:35. Tecumseh at 8:42. Shawnee at 8:46. Bowlegs at 8:49. Seminole 8:54. Stonewall 8:56. And Chandler at about 8:58. A little after 9 o'clock there in Little. So here you go. Here's the main line. It's all drifting to the northeast. Again, it's racing 50 miles an hour. Once we can get this line out of here, we're going to be good to go. We're still going to have some light rain behind this line. Could still see gusts upwards of around maybe 40 to 45 at times, but with this main line, still at times noticing we're getting those gusts upwards of around maybe 55 to 60 miles an hour. Haven't seen any reports lately. Have you seen anything new coming down?
Of any damaging wind, I haven't seen that. We've had several 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts further to the south from Pauls Valley when this line was moving through. Also still seeing a few of those cores come up, which would indicate some small hail. We're seeing that from Stratford to Roth down to Sulphur. We had some very small hail a little bit earlier that moved through the Bridge Creek area. That's now weakened, but I'm going to zoom in here a little bit closer on Lynx 3, and I'm watching the area from Choctaw to Franklin all the way down to Slaughterville. This is the leading edge of the line, and we keep talking about the wind and the rain. There is the potential to get some pea-sized hail out of that. You'll know it. You'll hear it on your window. You will hear that on your roof. Pea-sized hail is not enough to do a whole lot of damage. It's enough to be loud, but what pea-sized hail will do this time of year is it makes the roadways very, very slick. That makes it just like driving on ice because you are driving on ice. So it just continues to add to our travel issues. That's something to keep in mind. When it's this cold in the upper levels of the atmosphere, you get hail very easily. It's usually very small. We've had some of that today. Same thing going to be possible kind of moving down the line a little further from Hart all the way down to Sulphur. And this is going to be heading into the Ada area, the Pontotoc County area. We're going to monitor that. But the severe storm, these are severe, still producing the damaging wind potential and the very heavy blinding rain potential. Marty Logan is getting further into that leading edge now. Marty, your wind should be picking up. I know your shot is frozen, but Marty, if you can give us an update really quick, we're going to leave radar up.
Only CBS.
This is a News 9 weather update.
All right, good evening, everyone. Still tracking this line of showers and storms moving east across Oklahoma right now. This is going to continue to move off to the east, roughly about 45 to 50 miles an hour. Control room, if we can go to Lynx 1, that's going to have the latest data on our radar right now, and everything is going to continue. Again, it's moving east, I would say at about 45 to 50 miles an hour. There we go. Thank you. So here's where that line is. It's going to continue to move off to the east-northeast. Right now, we still have that severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Seminole County and down into Pontotoc County. You can see where that stronger line is. Some very heavy rain at times, still getting wind gusts upwards of around 50 to 50 miles an hour, and even have some pockets of hail in there, but wouldn't be surprised if it's just pockets of pea-sized hail. Also looking at our shear rate product right now, so we're looking at the line of the damaging winds, and some of that stronger wind is really taking place down near Ada. It's kind of just moving east of Ada right now, so east out of Pontotoc County. Eventually, yeah, it's going to be moving into Holdenville, but it's going to take say another 10 minutes or so. Still have some strong winds in parts of Logan County, that's all drifting off to the east-northeast, but right there, I would say gust 45 to 50 miles an hour. So the stronger line of winds right now continues to, it's actually kind of strengthening a little bit here as it moves through Pottawatomie and Pontotoc, but it's already east of Bing. Eventually, it's going to move out of our viewing area, but yes, Bowleg, Seminole still in our viewing area, so still seeing that line of strong to severe storms that continues to move east, again, moving at about 45 to 50 miles an hour. With that being said, again, it's going to be more of a wind threat than anything, some very heavy rain, but could still see some pockets of maybe up to pea-sized hail. So this is the track on this line of storms, again, all kind of moving off to the east-northeast. It's moving very quickly, so it's not going to be there forever, promise you that. Stonewall at about 8:59, Allen at 9:07, Holdenville at 9:07. Looks like Centrahoma at about 9:16, Wetumpka at 9:21, Waleetka at 9:30, Henrietta at 9:43, Haywood at 9:47, and McAllister a little after 10 o'clock. So we've got another, well, hour and 5 minutes before it actually does make it into McAllister. But here's that line stretching all the way from Seminole down into Connerville. So this is that line of very, very strong to severe storms. Again, we're going to have some very brief heavy rainfall. It's going to be a blinding rainfall. You do not want to be out in it, but I promise you it's not going to last very long. I would say 15 to 20 minutes at best at any one location, because it's going to continue to track off to the east-northeast at about 50 miles an hour, but damaging wind. That's certainly going to be the biggest threat with this line of storms as it moves east out of the viewing area. Central Oklahoma, we're good for now. Still seeing some light rain. Stay with News 9. We'll keep you advised.
Delta Airlines is proud to be the official